Hello, hello. Hey, hey, guys. All right, let's get into this. It's going to be a collective message. We shall see. Oh, that feels like the wrong deck. Actually, nothing's popped out yet, so that's just fine. But um, let's get into this. Maybe we're going to start out with somebody who's a little indecisive, like moi. We've got the King of Wands. It is sideways. All right, indecisive definitely could be a part of this. We have, or it's shared energy. We have possibly a divine masculine. They could be a Leo, Sag, or Aries, but they are coming across as an individual who's got like this very warm heart, but where do they direct their warmth at? Page of Cups. Okay. Maybe this is a budding romance. This is somebody who either has a heartfelt apology or they're coming in with a red rose. I don't know. There's, the castle on the sand. This feels like we have no sense of stability. So that's more what this is about. He's not sure if his offer will be accepted. Maybe this will be, it's almost like he's unsure if somebody who receives his offer really means it. So, like, let's say he's going to go say he's sorry to someone, and they go, "That's all right," and he's like, "I don't really know if they accepted that apology. It was sincere, but I don't know exactly if that changed anything, or if they're actually still like, I'm still, ferociously angry. I don't forgive you at all, but I'll just do lip service and say I forgive you." I could look at it that way, or his heart, he wants to move towards somebody and give them an offer. God, Ace of Wands. He's really drawn to somebody, really attracted to somebody, but he's trying to get somebody to open the door to him. And I don't think he knows if he's going to get what he wants out of this situation. Hang on. Why does it seem like you're so not sure whether or not somebody is going to give you a reaction that you want? And we have the Emperor sideways. I kind of think he's dealing with somebody who's confusing him. I feel like he wonders if he's enough. I wonder if he's getting lukewarm reactions and he's like, okay, am I not that great? Are they not very impressed by me? What is it that you're offering? Is it an apology or is it a love offer? If we keep saying, I'm passionate, I really want this person. So confidently, the one thing that's confident is like, I'm super attracted to this person. I want them to be attracted to me. And I actually think he's looking for validation. So now it kind of seems to me that we have somebody who is not completely sure about himself, but he's interested in somebody. Maybe he's used to getting people that are just like, oh, well, you're so attractive, you're so hot. And he's dealing with someone who he can't read. He doesn't know, does he or she think that I'm as hot as people normally do? Like, I'm pretty used to having people fawn over me, scream over me, swoon over me. And I kind of expected them to also, but I don't see them reacting the way I normally have people react. But I really want them. I'm not sure how they feel about me. Okay. Who are you trying to make your overtures to? Ace of Pentacles, Hanged Man. He hasn't even made the overtures yet. He's intimidated for the first time, maybe in his whole life, because he doesn't know if someone that he wants would want him too. He hasn't even approached yet. That door's still closed. This will be the first time ever that he will have knocked on somebody's door. And he's just like, God, I don't know if I can do this. I'm used to people coming to me. I'm used to being hunted. I'm used to people coming my way. And this is really nerve-wracking. Okay, so I'm thinking, he's a fox, right? So maybe he's like, I've kind of always, I don't think this person's like full of arrogance. I just think that maybe they are very charismatic. Maybe they are very attractive. Any way we slice it, they look great, right? So powerful people are always going to be attractive, right? People that have skills are always going to be attractive. Even if you are not physically attractive, you're still attractive. In fact, some people, it has nothing to do with their looks at all. They're just like, their charisma is off the charts. And it's like, wow, everybody's in love with them. But if you really did like a facial analysis, it'd be like, well, they're not classically attractive or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, they're dead sexy. They're like hotter than anything. I feel like this one happens to possibly be very physically attractive and very talented and very charismatic. So like they're the full package, but they want somebody who has not pursued them, they would have to go and approach whomever this person is. And they are not used to doing this. This would be new territory for this masculine. You know, I can understand. And I don't think that this person was like, everybody just comes to me. All I do is snap my fingers and they all want me. I don't think that they have some arrogance to them where that's what they expect. That's what they demand. I just think that's maybe what their situation in life has been until now. So who is the person that you want? Can we just look at them? Ooh, devil. Hang on. They could be a Capricorn, but Seven of Wands, they're hard to get to. They're somebody who's got other battles, other things on their mind. They're somebody who's got a lot going on. Queen of Cups. Okay, so it's weird because this could be a same-sex couple or, potential couple, because he's not in a couple yet. This is a person he's interested in. Or it could be a feminine. But she has, I'm going to read it like this because here's the boundary, right? I say, who is this person that you want? King of Wands, who is it? Because you're super intimidated because you've never pursued somebody like this before. This is unusual for you. Most people pursue you, but who is now? She is somebody where she's had plenty of toxicity in her life. She's dealt with bad relationships. She's dealt with people that were, all about money or easily puppeted by other things. She's dealt with people that had complicated situations. She's dealt with people that have turned their back on her, people that were seeking fame instead. I'm thinking that because she's dealt with relationships or individuals in the past that perhaps were seeking the limelight, that maybe she's like, I just like a calmer life. I really, so she's just kind of like in her own world. She doesn't want toxicity and blockages and dramas and unnecessary quest for fame, fortune, whatever. She's just like really comfortable in her own life. She'd rather be at the beach and be in this amethyst crystal world. She's got a lot of love to give, but she just kind of wants stuff that's sincere and uncomplicated. I can understand that he would be very drawn to somebody like her, and how she would also be this enigma because she is probably the one person on earth who, I'm not saying she's repelled by the King of Wands, but she does not lust after famous people. She does not chase down individuals with clout. She's like, I just kind of like a calmer, kinder, softer, more real life. So I don't really notice people that are really famous and, because I've already kind of dealt with people that were chasing certain things, and that's just not what I want for myself. She pours her love and attention into things that she directly can manage, and it isn't image. It isn't, look at this. We got the Temperance card. She's just very comfortable in her own world. She's very at peace in whatever it is that she does, and her intentions are pretty clear. She wears white a lot, which just signifies that she has some pretty pure intentions, and she's got her back turned to anything toxic. We notice how the cards are placed. She turned her back on past relationships, people, situations that were just, I just have no interest in trying to be with somebody who only cares about, the drama of the workplace, or, allowing themselves to be puppeted, or trying to become, the big CEO. Like I just don't really care about the clout. And I'm really peaceful in my corner of the world. I feel like she's a queen, so she's very successful in her own right, but she kind of operates more off of like, hey, what can I invest in that brings, light and brings joy and brings, positivity, versus what can I focus on that would bring me, a legacy where other people will know my name. That's just not what she's about. I can see why she's oblivious to him. It may not even be that she doesn't like him or doesn't, want to be around him. She just is like, oh, well, if he's super famous or he's somebody who's very attractive, very charismatic, that's exactly the kind of person that she's not seeking. She's like, well, yeah, but, people that are charismatic, they're wonderful, they're attractive, they're fun. But, I don't imagine me ending up with somebody like that. I certainly they have so many fans around them, they'll end up with billions of other fans that they can have their pick from. It wouldn't be me that they're seeking. She just kind of dismisses it because I don't think she's part of whatever that lifestyle is. But ironically, she's the one person he wants to notice her. She's the one person who isn't like attached to him and glommed on and, breathing down his neck and wanting attention. And I guess the simplest way is like she's not a groupie. Okay. So, King of Wands, where does this leave you right now? We can see you're nervous about approaching her. Oh, let's make that incredibly nervous. 10 of Swords. I don't know that they have ever been this like intimidated to reach out to somebody. They feel like her energy is so like comfortable, so self-possessed. She's completely like this, I don't know, just a very calm person. He can't really read her because he knows she has kind of her own like, I'll say, environment that she's really comfortable in, where she's not out trying to get herself into someone else's world. She's just right where she needs to be. He can see that about her. King of Swords is also a real truth to her. Somehow everything he sees in her, like he's getting a pretty decent read on her for being somebody who's content to walk her own path in life. We have that King of Swords, but we have a feminine on it. I feel like she goes after her dreams simply because she does the things that she likes or the things that she wants to do, not necessarily because it's like, oh, what can I become famous for next? What other things will other people approve of? And I feel like he already knows this about her. So he's quite nervous to approach because it's a little bit like she doesn't want anything from him. She kind of seems self-sufficient, and he assumes she'll be very truthful. So if she's not interested in him, she'll probably tell him point blank, oh, thank you, that's really nice. No, I'm, blah, blah, blah. I don't see us as a situation that could work. Or, she'll probably be nice but straightforward. And it's kind of like, yikes. I don't know that he's ever been turned down before. King of Wands, Page of Cups. Yeah, all the more reason he wants to talk to somebody he believes is like straightforward and truthful. Again, we have him wanting to come forward to her, but he's feeling like a big fish in a little pond. Look, I think he's super accomplished. I don't think that he should be diminishing, his accomplishments or anything like that, because he's basically getting himself, lowering who he is and imagining if I come toward her with this love offer, it's going to be like, first off, she's going to want to know exactly what it is I'm approaching for. So I can't come in and be suave. She's not going to play the game. I would have to let her know that I'm interested in her. Otherwise, I already know it's going to be profound conversation, and we're going to, like, I have to be the real deal if I'm going to face her, approach her, and connect to her. All of this is a little scary for him. Everything's going to be stripped away because he's attracted to somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of like coyness, doesn't have a whole lot of, extra facade. So it means he can't come in with one either. So it's going to be a much more vulnerable, real approach right out of the gate. That's the part that's a little bit scary, even though I think he's drawn to it for a reason. I think he needs something real. I think he's lonely. We've got that 5 of Pentacles. I think, having lots of people that want you but don't know anything about you, they're just like lusting after your beautiful face. If that's what he's known a lot of is, and that can be fun, and it can be like, I guess, maybe reassuring or something for him that so many people find him attractive. But at some point, it's like, none of these people even know anything about me. People immediately, glance at me, they flirt with me, whatever this is. Look, he seems very attractive and very powerful. That means a lot of people are going to be, making eyes at him, letting them know like, hey, if you're interested, I'm interested. I feel like he's very used to that. That is not the way she operates. And I think he is lonely, like deeply lonely for somebody who actually cares about the individual underneath, doesn't care at all about whether he's famous, whatever, not even caring probably about how attractive he is. She kind of looks for things in her life that like bring joy or bring value. It all has to be real for her. And I kind of think this is the first time he's ever been in a place where I think there's like a hollowness in him. He wishes he had somebody that knew the real him, that connected to the real him. Well, that I would say is the reason he's drawn to her. But it's also the reason he's nervous to approach her, because he's going to be stripped down. It's going to be his real self that he has to bring to the table, not whatever this powerful persona is. He's not going to get some immediate pass and be like, well, I already know she'll like me because, you know, I'm attractive and everybody thinks that. She's not going to care how sexy he is. She's looking for, like, is there a vibe here? Do we connect? And he doesn't know. He doesn't know if she will connect with him. What do you want from her, really? I can see that you're lonely, but do you just want somebody to make you feel seen, or are you looking for a partner? 10 of Wands. There's something changing in him. Maybe he wants to shift his whole life over to something a little bit more like with gravity, more meaningful, less, you know, if he's already had a certain amount of success, certain amount of like popularity, all those things. And now it's like, that feels so empty. I want to be known for something different, something more. I want to like lay down. He could have also like released a lot of, you know, we all have our own wounds, our own scars, but it seems like he's at a point in his life where this is a turning point. He wants to lay down some kind of chapter of his life. With the Hierophant, he wants something more spiritual, more meaningful. He may be looking for a long-term relationship that, I mean, this is a card of marriage. This is something he can really connect to. This is about his convictions. He wants, I think, a life that is much more deep versus kind of the superficial. And I don't know what he did. You know, he's obviously powerful, but he could have still had a fairly superficial, you know, placement in life of where he rose to prominence, or he thinks it is. Look, I don't think anybody's talents or anything are ever superficial, right? But he's kind of just saying, I want something different now. This is leaving me cold. I want something that feels profound now. I'm just thinking that if his talents brought him fame and success, I hope he doesn't undermine his talents, because those are his gifts. He's, you know, we all have gifts. We're all supposed to share those with the world. So I don't think that's superficial at all. But I can see that the fame aspect, if that's what he ended up acquiring, and this could be local fame. This could be like, oh yeah, a lot of people in town know my name, but they don't really like me. They don't really know me. But, you know, lots of slapping hands. Hey, how you doing? Everybody, you know, they all know my name. But it's not the same as having a partner who knows who you are and who backs you in other endeavors that you want to do in life, that, you know, maybe he's more interested in other layers of life now. Definitely in maybe a spiritual path, or just things that he thinks he wants to put down deeper roots. And that's why he's drawn to her, because she is somebody with deeper roots. He's looking for a lifetime partner. He ultimately, I think, wants to be married and build a foundation of something, maybe a business, maybe a, you know, an empire, whatever it is, but he doesn't want it for the fame. He wants it because he wants something serious and real. So he's going to have to approach her. Here's the bottom line. If he wants to make these big changes in his life, then the only way to begin to, you know, find something more profound is to go ahead and be that more profound person. He's going to have to like step across that barrier of, I'm so used to people coming to me, but I want people that don't just chase me around. I meet her, I'm interested in her because she's not doing that, but now I'm too intimidated to move toward her and seek her out. If he can't find the way to seek her out, then probably he's not ready for that more profound life that he's seeking anyway. When he does approach her, that'll probably be the signifier that he really is ready to, you know, dig deeper into the life that he's saying he wants to evolve into. So she's kind of a litmus test as to where he's at. I think he's going to do it. I just think it's, you know, a little nerve-wracking. This is a new terrain for him to step across. All right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.